Hello everyone, it's me, Emma. It is September 14th on my due date, 40 weeks today, and there has been no changes since my last update, really. I don't really know what to update about. There's nothing really to talk about. I usually find something though. I have an appointment tomorrow. Not sure what time. I think in the morning. And I guess they'll do an internal exam to see if I've dilated any or effaced or whatever. And I'm going to remember to ask them what's going on. Because usually if they don't tell me, I don't ask. And then I get home and go, darn it, I wish I knew. So yeah, I think I'm also going to ask them if they'll do another membrane sweep, and hopefully, since I'm further along, it may actually do something. But the way I really feel about it is that the baby's still kind of really far up there, and even if there was a membrane sweep, probably wouldn't do anything. But I'm going to ask them to do it anyway, and hopefully it's not as painful this time. Still wake up every morning, feeling huge. It's really hard to get out of bed, and it's also really hard to get out of bed because my bladder is full, and I think it then pushes my uterus further up, and I feel like the baby's in my rib cage and really high, and then I guess also because my bladder's full, I have lots of contractions or something. I don't know if there's truth to that, but I feel really tight in the morning. You know what I heard though is that you release more levels of oxytocin when you're rested and relaxed between 2 and 4 a.m. or something. So maybe that's why. Maybe I am actually having lots of contractions. I did go into labor with my son at 6 a.m. My daughter, it was 11 p.m., but I had a weird schedule then. That was my relaxed time, so that makes sense, I guess. But who knows? Before you guys say anything about it again, I do know that the YouTube limit now is 15 minutes, but I do my videos on my phone, and it won't let me send them if they're over 10 minutes. Maybe they're not synced up yet, but whatever. That's why my YouTube videos are split up in 10 minutes still. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about was the anxiety that I'm having about labor and delivery. I am really trying to. I haven't yet. What I think I need to do is sit down and listen to some music and focus on the positive things about when that happens. Because I've been really anytime I think about it or I have a contraction, it reminds me, oh my God, I'm going to be in so much pain really soon, and then I start freaking, I have a lot of anxiety about it. I get scared almost, to the point where my mind has gone, well, maybe we'll just go schedule a C-section or something, and then I won't feel it, or maybe I'll get the epidural or something, and I'm just, obviously I would never do that, but that's where my head goes, because have fear about the process, and that's the one thing you don't want to have going into this is fear. In fact, when we had the false alarm, I was standing out on the back porch like I started like crying about it, like almost hyperventilating, like this is gonna hurt really bad, you know. And then, you know, it didn't end up happening, and that was part of my frustration with the false alarm as well, is because I like put myself through all of that, and it never ended up happening anyway, you know. I'm doing my video on my mother-in-law's house right now, so that's why it looks different. So I think what I need to do is sit down to some music or something and really just start training my head to think positively about what's going to happen here. And I'm not trying to scare any of you. In fact, here's a positive thought. In my 2 previous labors and deliveries, everything went fine. And yes, it is very painful, but I guess in my experience, and this is what I have to keep reminding myself, is that you go into labor, and I think that there's just so many hormones running through your body and stuff going on that you're almost like in a dream state. Especially if you get that Stadol stuff, which I plan to do. It's a narcotic, and, you know, it doesn't really make your labor and delivery natural, but, you know, that's what works for me. But, you know, you're really in, like, a totally altered state of being, and I think it's, like, maybe it's, like, a way of your body. Maybe it happens because then we'll want to have kids again, because you kind of forget about it. Looking back, even just 15 months ago when I had my son, like, it's like a really vague memory. But I do remember a part in that labor going, holy hell, this hurts a lot. And it's not, you know, and remembering, oh, this is what it feels like. So that's what I'm worried about. That's what I have anxiety about, is getting back to that point again where I'm in labor and it's really painful and I go, oh yeah, you know. I'm not looking forward to that. So anyway, I've given up on trying to induce myself. It's, you know, it's just not like, I will leave this pregnancy as a believer that when your body's ready, it's ready. I'm gonna have them do the membrane sweep tomorrow because, you know, if there's any chance it'll work, then awesome. But as far as like teas and castor oil and, you know, whatever else, spicy foods and stuff, I think it's a bunch of bull. The only, like, maybe I said it before, I think I did, the only methods that I think actually may do something, you know, there might be some validity behind them, is a membrane sweep, because you are releasing prostaglandins as well as sex. And then also nipple stimulation, because, you know, it's a proven fact that you're releasing oxytocin, and that's what they use to induce you. So, anyway, I'm going to do a part 2, because I got to show you my belly, and now I don't have time, because my phone only allows me to update 10 minutes at a time. Okay, so see you in part 2.